The glass shattered before I even realized I'd thrown it. Water dripped down the kitchen counter, glistening like sweat under the amber light. My hand trembled, half from rage, half from disbelief. Across from me, Ava stood perfectly still, arms folded, her eyes sharp and cold, like a surgeon about to make the first incision. "Once every 3 months," she said calmly. "That's all I can give you." The words didn't register at first. My ears rang. My chest tightened. "What are you talking about?" I asked, my voice hoarse. She didn't blink. "Intimacy. Physical. Connection. I need space. I need control. So from today on, once every 3 months." Her tone was clinical, stripped of affection. The woman who used to fall asleep on my chest after laughing too hard at bad movies now spoke to me like a landlord setting new rules. I stared at her, searching for a flicker of remorse, but there was none. Only exhaustion. Or was it indifference? When she left the room, I stood there alone, surrounded by the shards of my own disbelief. For the first week, I tried to reason with it. Maybe she was stressed. Maybe the late nights at work had burned her out. Maybe this was temporary. I told myself she was going through something personal, something she couldn't articulate. Marriage wasn't always passion and fireworks. Sometimes it was silence and patience, right? But the silence turned into distance. And the distance became walls. She'd come home later, always smelling faintly of jasmine and smoke, like a perfume she never used before. Her phone was always face down, locked, notifications silent. When I'd ask about her day, she'd smile faintly and change the subject. "You wouldn't understand," she'd say, pouring herself a glass of wine and vanishing into the bedroom. I began sleeping on the couch. Voluntarily at first. By the second month, it didn't feel voluntary anymore. Ignoring her was my form of protest. If she wanted space, fine. I'd give her an entire universe. I stopped calling her during work. Stopped asking when she'd be home. Stopped noticing when she wore new clothes or got her hair done. I focused on my job, my workouts, the mindless repetition of existing. But the more I ignored her, the more I noticed her in new ways. The faint smirk when she texted someone and tilted the screen away. The sudden effort she put into her appearance before girls' nights. The subtle hum in her mood when she came home after midnight, lighter, freer. And the one night she slipped up just once was enough. She was asleep, phone beside her pillow. It buzzed softly. I stared at it for a full minute before touching it. My heart pounded so hard I could hear it in my ears. The message preview read, "Last night was worth the wait. Same time next week." A name followed. Ethan. Not saved with emojis. Not hidden under a fake contact. Just Ethan. I didn't open the thread. I couldn't. My body froze. My throat closed and the world went utterly still. For the first time in months, I felt something sharp and alive cut through the numbness. The next morning she acted like nothing had changed. Made coffee. Hummed softly. Kissed my cheek. That kiss burned. I watched her pack her tote bag. Same bag she always took on yoga nights. Her movements were so natural, so practiced, it sickened me. "Where are you going?" I asked, voice even. "Yoga," she said. "Then drinks with the girls." I nodded slowly. "Ethan going too?" Her head snapped up. The color drained from her face so fast it was almost beautiful. "What?" I smiled faintly, shaking my head. "Nothing. Have a good night." The silence that followed was heavy, trembling like a wire about to snap. She wanted to ask how I knew. But she didn't. That told me everything. I didn't confront her right away. That would have been too easy for her. I wanted to see. To know. So I waited. 3 nights later, she said she was working late. I followed. The parking lot behind her office was dimly lit, the rain slicking the asphalt into a mirror. Her car was there. So was his, a black sedan with tinted windows. When she stepped out, she wasn't wearing her usual office clothes. She'd changed into something else, something meant to be seen. And when she met him halfway between the cars and kissed him like she'd been starved for years, I stopped breathing. The sound of it, the faint gasp, the wet urgency of it, will haunt me forever. I didn't move. Didn't cry. Didn't even rage. Just watched. It felt like watching a stranger wear my wife's skin. That night I came home before her. I poured 2 glasses of wine and waited in the dark. When the door opened, I didn't turn on the light. She jumped when she saw me. Jesus, you scared me. Sorry, I said softly. Did yoga run late? She froze. I told you. You said yoga. Then drinks. But the thing is, I leaned back, swirling the wine. I drove by your office tonight. Her breath hitched. I could hear it, the tiny stutter of panic. Ava, I whispered. Don't lie to me again. She sat down slowly, her legs trembling. It's not what you think. I laughed. The kind of laugh that sounds more like breaking. That's the oldest line in the book. Tears welled in her eyes, but she didn't reach for me. It's been hard, Liam. You don't touch me anymore. You ignore me. I felt invisible. I slammed my fist on the table. You made yourself invisible. You shut me out, and then you blamed me for the darkness you built. Her voice cracked. I just wanted to feel wanted again. The silence stretched until it hurt. I stood up. And did he make you feel that? She didn't answer. That was answer enough. For 3 days we lived like ghosts in the same house. 2 strangers orbiting the wreckage of what once was. On the 4th day she left. No goodbye. Just a note on the counter. You stopped loving me long before I stopped being faithful. I stared at it until the ink blurred. 3 months later, I still hadn't spoken to her. But one morning I got a text from an unknown number. I'm sorry, Liam. I'm pregnant. It's yours. I stared at the message, the words pulsing like a heartbeat on the screen. Then before I could respond, another message arrived, this time from Ethan. She told me it's mine. The glass slipped from my hand again, shattering like the first one. And for the first time I didn't feel rage. Just emptiness. A silence so deep, it swallowed everything that used to matter.